did you see the Hunter Biden hearings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I know it was about 6 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
but there's the Republicans were holding a hearing as to whether or not they were going to hold Hunter Biden in contempt for not going or not showing up with his subpoena.
Mm-hmm.
And Hunter Biden showed up, walked into the courtroom and said, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
And there were some classic clips that came from that particular. Now, there are a couple, I can only pull so many clips, and I wanted to play pretty much every one of them. But these are the ones I want to play. I want to play the ones. There's Marjorie Taylor Greene started yapping. Hunter Biden got up and left, which was classic. I don't have that clip. I'm sure everybody's seen it a million times. But I want to play what the Democrats in the House, some of these Democrats who, to me, are the future of this party, and the ones who are taking absolutely no bullshit or no nonsense from any of these fucking clowns. The first one I want to play is, who do I have here? I have who is, give me a second, Lana. Jamie Raskin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I love Jamie Raskin.
Yes. Yeah,
This is him taking them basically to school.
It was a great business grift for a guy who went bankrupt several times. And yet, out of some misguided partisan loyalty, you're going to stick with him. I don't even know why you stick with him. He was a Democrat longer than he was a Republican. He wanted to run for president on the Reform Party. You guys have been taken over by an absolute con man. And now you're acting like members of a religious cult who don't even remember how you got in the first place.
This is the exact kind of language that needs to be used with these people. First of all, you need to shame them, and you need to shame them for your undying, bizarre loyalty to a lifelong con man.
Right. And the good thing is, like, people like us and more people really need to show, because no one watches these hearings, right? Like, so they'll be like, Democrats need to get tough. And, Crockett and all of them, they just talk, they talk to them disrespectful as fuck. Like, they don't even care anymore. So they are getting tough, but you just don't see it because it's not on local.
You're right. It's not. Nobody sits around and watches C-SPAN, but I will tell you, these clips go viral like crazy. And this is the reason why I saw them. I didn't sit around and watch C-SPAN,
Right, sure.
but they went around. You just brought up Jasmine Crockett, which I am considering buying the wedding ring and just asking her to marry me.
Yeah, you can say that. Oh, just going to marry her. She's beautiful.
Because what's the, I said this, I said, the worst she could say is say no, or she could talk to me the way she talks to them that would put me in the fetal position and make me never ask a woman out ever again, because she's a flat badass. And I'm going to play this clip of her because I love her.
You why nobody wants to talk to y'all behind closed doors, because y'all lie. That's just the bottom line. You have done it thus far in this investigation. You have done it this far as it relates to this committee. And every single hearing, y'all spin. I don't know how y'all are still standing right now, because you should be quite dizzy from all the spinning that you're constantly doing when it comes to spinning the truth. You talk about free and fair elections, but you back a guy who we know tried to steal the election. And this isn't about what Democrats have to say. Let me remind you, for those of you that don't know how the justice system works, it's not a matter of the president went in and indicted Trump, but we are talking about grand juries. Grand juries are comprised of American citizens.
This is what you and I were talking about a little bit earlier, is that's what, what she brings up is, you were talking about these aren't political. You're right. These are charges that stemmed from a grand jury listening to everything and going, oh yeah, there's definitely something here. Let's move forward. These were American citizens.
Exactly. That's why that Fannie Willis, whatever, who the fuck cares who she's fucking? She didn't make the charges up on Trump. Like, that's so ridiculous. But
no question about it. But of course they reach for straws. But this is Miss Crockett just absolutely, but she absolutely laying this out. And I also love the vigor behind it, and just the, basically, I am saying this in a manner to absolutely shame every one of you fucking clowns, and I fucking love it.
And the people that have entered pleas of guilty that will be flipping on your leader in a minute, they are Republicans. I do want to point that out. And half of them were Republicans that were handpicked by Donald Trump himself. So, to be clear, whatever happens to your little leader, it's going to be because of the actions that he took. So you can talk all you want to about how January 6th was nonsense, but all of y'all were running at that time. Y'all were grabbing y'all's gas masks and y'all were running to your offices because you didn't know if they were coming to kill you. You should have cared that somebody was there to protect you, but instead you want to play games because you found out that it was your leader that decided that he wanted to propagate an insurrection on our country. So don't tell me that you care about the Constitution, because you don't. All you care about is Trump getting reelected, and I'll yield the last of my time to my leader.
Thank you very much.
Yep. I'm going to take the chance and ask her, because
Go ahead. Slide in the DMs.
that is just A+, phenomenal takedown. And that's exactly what I want to hear. I love, you both heard Jamie Raskin and you heard Jasmine Crockett. You heard them both belittle Donald Trump, your little leader, your little guy. And to me, again, not the politics that you and I grew up with, and not exactly the politics that we are rooting for, but this is what we're in. That's what you're going to fucking get, period.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Love it.
They can't hang. They can't hang with that as soon as Democrats start. Because Democrats are smart as fuck, so they should have started.
That is exactly right.
A long time ago. They got the facts. They're just smart. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene and fucking Bobart. They're just dumb as rocks. Like, they don't even know what they're talking about half the time.
Yep, they're just flat stupid, and they're called out constantly in these hearings. How Marjorie Taylor Greene got back on these hearing committees is just, it is. You're telling America that you are not serious by having that wacko asking questions during hearings. One more clip. Another guy that has taken over, I mean, just literally bombing these idiots, is this Jared Moskowitz, who is, I'm telling you, this guy's A+. I don't have the clip, but, when I do have a clip of him speaking in an interview, but there was a time in the Hunter Biden hearings when he said, hey, if you guys want to take a vote, we'll take a vote right now as to whether or not you want a subpoena, or if you want him, I'll vote for it. I'll vote to hold him in contempt. We'll do it. Yeah. Then he held up like 7 subpoenas of Republicans that he goes, as long as we do these 7, I will do this one, and we'll do it right now. You have my vote. I promise you. And all of them are just quiet. They don't know what to say, and they all looked like clowns. Yeah. But here's him being interviewed by one of the guys from Midas Touch. And again, this is the kind of language that I'm hearing from Democrats that I love, and I want this to continue. And as long as these 3 and others are in Congress, I have a feeling the fight that the Republicans are going to get, that they did not want and they didn't think they were going to get, is going to continue. And here's him explaining that.
To that, you were ready of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Why'd you hold that up, Congressman?
Well, again, she's over there giving a speech, opening the door about pedophiles and grooming and kids and young girls. And I'm thinking to myself, see, they just live in a bubble. And so, okay, we want to play this game. No problem. Let me bring out the one of just a dozen photos of Donald Trump and Epstein. And as soon as that photo came out, you should have looked at the Republicans. They were like ostriches. Each one, like their head immediately went below their desk because, they're all out there attacking Epstein for other people. And they forget that Donald Trump and him were super close. In fact, Donald Trump commented that, oh, Jeffrey likes them really young. Well, how would he know that? Well, how would he know? Well, some people are saying, Ben, that, he was there. And so, yeah, look, if that's what they're going to do, okay, I know Democrats want to be better than them, and I want to be better than them, and I don't want to sink the hearings into this. But unfortunately, we have to fight fire with fire. And I'm not going to let them do these hearings where they pretend like the guy that they basically kneel to and take commands from and is in charge of their entire party, right, doesn't pal around and didn't pal around with a pedophile. I'm not going to let them get away with that as they try to paint Democrats as something different. And what I'm hoping Marjorie and these others see is that when they want to go off the rails and they want to, go below decorum, no problem. I'm going to be there every single time, prepared. Again, sometimes you're not going to see these boards that I make because, we will have a regular hearing and I don't need to show them. But I'm going to be ready. And I think that's what they're not prepared for. They're not prepared for Democrats to be this aggressive, this in their face. And that's what I think a lot of the members of oversight led by Jamie Raskin on our side are doing this year, is that we're giving them a taste of their own medicine. And what we're exposing is not only can they not handle it, not only are a lot of them like snowflakes, but also it's setting them off their games.
Yeah. That's perfect. To me, that's perfect. And I love everyone. I love this fight. I love this. Guys, you think we're stupid and you think you're going to be doing this shit and we're going to sit around and take it just like in a way the old Democrat Party did. For years, they sat around and took this shit.
Pelosi stepped down, right? Because now they're open to do other things, right? Like they can take it to them because Nancy Pelosi's old school.
Yeah. And if you want to criticize, you could criticize that part of it because that did bother me for the longest time. I'm like, well, why? I don't understand. Why are they allowing them to control this narrative all the time? And that's why there is this back and forth sort of debate is whether do these people go on Fox News or they don't? Is it a waste of time or is it not a waste of time? I'm in the camp of they should go on everything and they should continue to have this language on every fucking channel. They should go on Charlemagne. They should go on Joe Rogan. They should go on every one of these who may be a little misleading or maybe not passing along exactly the full information, and let everybody know what the full information is.
Agreed.
Yeah.